Ladies and gentlemen, the Reign of Idar Endless Battle version 2.0. Now, I did have a video on this battle from last month because this is the only one of the Endless Battles that actually was it's basically a carbon copy of last month's Endless Battle, except that they've added different point structures. So in this video, I'm going to show you the updated best team for the Endless Battle. Now, I do have to give out a shout out to people in my alliance, Revolution 1, who helped me with the strategy. I also have to give credit to Gameplay Horizon, because when I saw his video, I really didn't understand what was going on, because he was advocating leaving ultimates off on everybody and then just letting it run out, which there is an element to that. I think I tweak it a little bit, taking some of my alliance mates advice, and I'm going to show that to you right now because I did get the highest score I've ever gotten once I tried this. So let's go immediately over to first. Where do I want my head? I want it down here. Okay, so here's the battle, right? So show you. So this is not the team, but you see the difference is that he was advocating using 4 assassins. Namely these front 4, Dominic, Rickert, Bailey, and Rakana. Now, the reason why he was advocating using Rakana now, whereas last month we didn't, is because now they added these other 2 assassins onto the point structure. So you actually get more points for running, say, Rakana versus one of the, I think last month he advocated, and I also advocated running Skewer and Hattie. So it was Miranda, the 3 SSS assassins, and Skewer, because Skewer provided an attack buff to all of your assassins. Now, that you can kind of throw that out the window, and as such, that's why I'm kind of remaking this video. Now you can run those 4 assassins and Miranda, but that is not going to get you the highest score. So I'm going to meld his recommendation with my guild's recommendations and show you guys what gives you the best score in the June version of Reign of Idar in the Endless Battles. Okay, with that introduction out of the way, we're going to go over to the recorded footage. This was footage recorded on my iPhone, which has my main account on it. Why? Because I like to play my phone at work. I got 3 accounts, one at home, a baby account on my phone, and my big boy account on my phone. Okay, so one thing I didn't do that I gotta learn to do is that now I can actually just click on these heroes and show you their gear. So this is the last video where I kind of figured out I should do that, but I didn't do that. So I'm just going to discuss their gear right now. You can kind of see their gear sets on them. My Rez has an Unleashed set, which is a speed set, and then a Zephyr set is the 2-piece. He has attack speed boots, and he has attack speed secondaries where I could find them. His total attack speed in this fight was 602, right? Because I want him generating as much energy as possible. Yes, Light Gap gives you that initial burst, but it doesn't give you a sustained increased energy regeneration rate across the whole fight. So that's why I have Rez in this set. Now, the assassins are all very, very simple. So the back 2, Bailey and Rickert. Rickert is in a Marauder set with Overload 2 set, and he has roughly, I think, just about 13% crit rate, and then as much crit damage as I could get on that set. Bailey, kind of the same way. He has Marauder and a Overload set as well. Or no, wait, he has a Marauder and a Sun Signet set. I don't know why I screwed that up. The boot is Marauder, which is not what I think of when I think of Marauders, but he has roughly around 85-90% crit rate, and Dominic also has that because you need that crit rate to feed to your Rickards, right? But otherwise, he's built for crit rate first and then crit damage with the Marauder set. Now, your hero, or the person that's going to be, that makes this fight go, he's the engine, the little choo-choo, is Dominic. So Dominic is in a Marauder set and a hero set. He's got about 85 to 90% crit rate as well. His ultimate, or his mark, his ultimate. So it has a functionality where it will explode. All of these characters except for Rez are RX30, but Dominic's ultimate, it will accrue crit damage. I do believe. Let's actually go and we'll just read his. I'll show you why this works. That's the benefit of having... Oh, no. That's the benefit of having another account, is I can actually go to it and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. It would be nice if it was cross-platform and I could not have to do this, but this is the way it is. Okay, his ultimate. So Dominic throws a shuriken at the target, dealing damage equal to 800% of his attack, and he applies the mark. This is where it gets to the really mechanics. So when Dominic attacks, he prioritizes the mark target. That doesn't matter. But when the mark disappears, it explodes, dealing damage equal to his attack. And then here we go. Plus an additional 17% of the critical damage received during the mark's duration. So that is what's going to give you the big, huge bursts of attack. And that's what's going to score you the most points. And that's why you have to run Dominic in this fight. The maximum damage cannot exceed 7,000% of Dominic's attack. So it's a huge number. And that's why I have him with an attack 2 set, because it raises the bar of the maximum damage that can explode on the boss. And then, yeah, I have him as X30 in this footage, but all that brings is that when the mark disappears, it explodes, dealing damage to targets within a 3-meter radius, equal to 100% of his attack, plus, again, 25% of the critical damage received by the marked target during the mark's duration. A maximum damage cannot exceed 10,000 of Dominic's attack. So it is a big, huge charge mechanic that explodes for huge damage. And yeah, the X30 does matter. It really does. If you don't have X30, you're not going to be doing as much damage. Now, if you remember my strategy from last month in May, basically the strategy that I was advocating there was pair res with Dominic. You're always going to be feeding Dominic, and then you're going to hold your ultimates. So this is last month's strategy. You're going to hold your ultimates, and then when the mark goes out, that is when you unload your ultimates into Idar. That is not the case. As you saw in Gameplay Horizons video, he was saying just turn Rickert and Bailey's ultimates right off. He's on to something there. Little bit different, though, in this strat. So, here we go. Oh, look, I did show you the gear. Okay, well, there you go. It doesn't show the speed, but yeah. Marauder, hero. Okay, so it's my energy fight that I don't show. Miranda's in a heal set, right, with Hawkeye 2-piece with the accuracy helm. Marauder, overload set. And then Bailey, Marauder, and a Sun Signet set. I really do like that functionality. That's really nice in game, especially for streamers, because then you don't got to go afterwards and run through everybody's gear. Okay, did you see that? Pause. Everybody. Now, this is the wrong way. I'm actually going to turn Bailey's ultimate on. But Dominic, or Rickert, and Miranda, I leave the ultimates off. Am I going to fix this anytime soon? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Wait, I'm screwing myself up. Okay. So, Miranda is off. Yes, Bailey has to be off, and Rickert has to be off. You can leave Rez and Dominic on auto. If you want to try to prioritize and maximize the efficiency of Dominic's ults, you can run Rez on... I actually advocate that you should run Rez on manual as well. That way, if Dominic is really, really close to his ultimate, you can kind of hold off on Rez, because there are points in this fight on auto where you will Rez into Dominic right before Dominic would have gotten his ultimate. So, everybody on manual except for Dominic. But this is a little bit easier to maintain. So, the strat is going to be basically kind of the same. So, with Miranda, you did see the prototypes. It was a Chaos chip, which is a purple prototype, Flashpoint, because her overhealing will give your assassins a shield. As you saw, Bailey did have a shield prior to her shielding him. And then the middle prototype, just your highest power prototype you can in the middle. If you have Assassin's Cloak, cool. So the strategy is, let's go back. Just kind of talking over that. All right. Right here is where we can start to talk about strategy. Okay, you see, Dominic is about to unleash his ult, right? So you're going to hold You're never going to turn Rickard's ult on until the very last seconds of the fight. But Bailey, you do want to control when he uses his ultimate. And when that is as soon as Dominic marks the target is when you want to ult with Bailey. And that's it. And that's the fight. So with Miranda, I would usually hold the shields until I could get a few of the assassins in it. Like you see, Rickard right here does not have a shield, so he's not getting the benefit of the attack. Dominic, oh, there I got Rickard. So now I just upped Rickard's damage. Dominic, he tends to keep a shield on him at all times. And you see he just ulted onto Idar. And so then Bailey ultimate right after him. And then it's just rinse and repeat the entire fight. Always feeding res into Dominic. So there, I can't hit anybody, so I canceled her shield. There was no real point of using Miranda's shield. I'm trying to wait until I can get either Rickard or Bailey also under the shield. Now, you can run her front line, and you can get... Probably I could have reached Dominic here, but my commander has a massive attack percent boost of my frontline heroes. As such, that's why I'm running Dominic up front. So I'm holding right now. I am holding Dominic's... or I'm not holding Dominic's ult. I'm holding Bailey's ult, and I'm waiting for Dominic to ult before I follow in with Bailey. That's going to be your strategy. So there we go. Dominic ulted. The mark is on, and now you're going to whack, 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 whack. And ba-boom. And the reason why you're not ulting with Rickard, we'll discuss that at the end of this fight. Why that works. And kudos to Gameplay Horizon for coming up with that. So, like, right now, watch. Who's going to go first? Okay, good. Dominic went first and ulted, and then Rez came in right behind him. That's how it should go. That's how, if you played on manual, you could maximize that every time. And as you see, I ulted with Bailey directly after the mark went on. Remember how that mark works? All of the crit damage received explodes once if you have him at X20, and then twice, you receive that double damage. I do believe it's double damage, but different percentages of the damage received if you have him X30. So all of your characters need to crit, because that mark will only stack crit damage values. So again, you want to keep Dominic. You kind of want to have him a good mix of crit rate, crit damage, but you really want a lot of attack too, to increase that window of possible ult damage. And then this fight's pretty straightforward. As you see there, I ulted with Miranda, and I got Bailey in a shield just to get a little bit more damage out of him through Chaos Chip. And he ults right after Dominic. And then Dominic goes again. So the marks don't stack, though. So that's one thing to keep note of, too. And did I miss it? I think I missed it. So there we go. Right there we have 5. Let's get my head out of the way for a minute. 5 seconds left. That is when I chose to ult with Rickard. And here's the damage meter. Look at that. So Rickard in most situations is can kind of edge him Dominic out in damage. Not this fight. Nope. Yeah, Rickard almost tripled him. Almost tripled him up. But Rickard's going to get a little bit more damage here after he ults. There he goes. What did he get? He was 1.2. Now he is... Rickard's number didn't go up that time. That's kind of weird. But that's the fight, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting, huh? And there we go. So, obviously, I'm not a super assassin aficionado. 31 million points, though. There is a kind of a cap that my guildmates have discovered. And that cap on this fight's around 39 million. So if you can get anywhere over 30 million, 31 is still considered really good. But if you're getting up into like the 34, 35, then you're doing stuff really good. Okay, so why don't you ult with Rickard? Let's go and look. All right, where's my Rickard? I have an idea why, but I want to confirm that with you right now. Okay, so his ult. So let's open this up. So blah 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 blah. Is this? Yeah, it is. Okay, so what does he do? When casting a skill, Rickard absorbs, and this I'm thinking it's this skill. So Rickard's going to absorb all the soul swords on the battlefield, right? So normally this is how you get your big, huge mollywop damage, but he is going to steal those swords. And then exclusive ultimate, when this skill is cast, refresh the cooldown of soul sword mantra, and then also enhance ultimate skill for every 2 soul swords absorbed, perform an additional slash. So all of this means that he is going to do lots and lots and lots of damage, but he is going to remove all the soul swords on the battlefield. What do the soul swords do? Where is it? Soul sword. So grant 1 soul sword to allied assassins. When a hero with a soul sword performs a basic attack, the soul sword will attack them, with them, inflicting 40% of Rickard's attack as damage to the enemy. And they can have 2. So it can do, mine would do, 55% of Rickard's attack twice. Now, the old strategy was alt with Dom, alt with Bailey, alt with Rickard, and then rinse and repeat. Now, the reason why you don't want to is because when he ults, he's going to remove all the soul swords. So for the rest of the time that the mark is up, you are not inflicting those massive extra increased crit damage numbers. Because remember, your assassins are going to be critting the whole time they attack with their basic attacks. So it's actually, you get more damage by not ulting with Rickard and not removing the soul swords. And keep in mind too, since Rez is pretty much keeping Dominic in an almost perpetual state of mark, if you can keep that mark up for the entire duration of the fight, every single basic attack that your assassins make while they have soul swords, if Rickard isn't, remember, if Rickard ults, he's going to remove them. You're actually going to do more damage numbers through the basic attacks plus the crit damage that those basic attacks are going to do and stack up on the boss. You're just going to get a bigger bang, basically. That's TLDR is don't ult. You can get actually more damage out of your assassins than if Rickard does ult. I guess that's just the easy way to say it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the fight. I'm sorry it took me 20 minutes almost to describe it, but this is the version 2.0 of the Reign of Idar Endless Battle for June. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can put them down in the comment section below. I respond to every comment you leave me. Not going to give a word of the day. If you want to leave a word of the day, I guess it is Sword Soul. I guess it is a word of the day. If you put Soul Sword down in the comments, or Sword Soul, I always screw that up because I like magic from X-Men. Sword Soul in the comments. I will respond with a heart comment. I will know you watched to the end of this video. You like me. You like my content. And I will thank you profusely. So, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this helped you out. Give it a try. I know it seems weird and counterintuitive, but it does give you better damage numbers. Keep in mind all my heroes are X30 minus res. So if you don't hit 31, 32 million, you know, just keep in mind, my Rickard's Immortal 3, Dominic's Immortal 0, Bailey's Immortal like 2, but he's not hyper evolved. And yeah, so try to get the best you can to get the highest score possible to get all those fat loots. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, catch you in the next one. Cheers, peace, bye-bye.